Well, we have another edition of Can You Feel the Love Tonight between Melania and Donald at Trump's military parade. Now, we'll go through some videos. I'm sure you've seen some stuff, but also some hilarious takes on this whole affair. But I want to start with just a quick 7-second clip that says it all. Which is Melania smiling and then very quickly making a face of disgust at her dear beloved Donald. Here it is. Watch this. Ready? Oh, I'm smiling. He might be looking at me. No longer. Ick. If you looked up ick in the dictionary, you would see this video right here. Ready? And ick. Now, it wasn't just Melania who acknowledged that maybe this parade didn't go exactly how Trump was hoping. I do want to be clear before going through some of these clips. I love honoring the troops. I love it. And this was the Army's 250th birthday, so that's technically what it was for. Happened to fall on Trump's birthday, and there was a birthday song and stuff, but it was for the Army, and I have all the appreciation in the world for them. The idea of having this sort of parade, and it wasn't as well attended as Trump was hoping, it didn't seem to hit right, and we know why Trump wanted it, which is where a lot of the criticism comes from. And then some clips come out where it's just, it wasn't all this. I was watching some of it live, but it didn't have the pomp and circumstance I think Trump was hoping for. That wasn't the whole, like, there were announcements and music and stuff, but there were just some moments like that that provided for the easiest little clip for us liberals. So then you have a Russian account mocking Trump with this video. Now, was this a Russian account? I don't know who that was from, actually. But somebody was mocking Trump with that. And I'm rooting for America. I want them to have the best marches. But no, part of it is that in authoritarian regimes, they care more about the imagery of that. We have the most powerful military in the world. So even if that march didn't nail it, that's not taken away from us. But that's why it was so strange that that's not our thing. Our thing is not that sort of imagery. March is great, but the event he was trying to create with this was just him being inspired by what he had seen in North Korea and China and Russia. China! I do want to give you an update. An 87-year-old veteran got arrested. He was protesting, and I think he just crossed a police line or something. You see the guy. I don't think he was getting into any physical confrontations, but he says something that made me tear up.
How's it feel to get arrested at 87? He said, I'm just beginning.
I'm just beginning, my friend.
Just beginning, okay.
I'm going to just get a little sleep, but I'm starting again.
That's so awesome. Yes. And I'll show you some of the videos that were from the produced portion, okay? Because there was produced portions and music, and you can watch the full thing. But in terms of what Trump's being mocked for, which I don't like this because it feels like you're mocking the troops. We're not mocking the troops. But then videos like this were being clipped. And it's just someone holding a drone. Now, some of them were very... I'm saying, Trump's doing this for his own ego, whatever. I'm great with honoring the troops. I don't think these expensive parades, getting all the tanks into D.C. is necessary. I do think it's Trump trying to model the imagery of the authoritarians he loves so dearly. And when huge lines of tanks came through and soldiers were serving the country, were marching, however synced it was, I'm a boy. I wore blue growing up, so I loved it. Army, right? You know, and actually Navy because my brothers, but Army in the sense that you grow up, the Army action figures, yes, America, right? So fine. But Trump wanted this. This is what Trump wanted.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, and First Lady Melania Trump.
And he was bronze as ever. Just to give you some other sights and sounds. Well, okay, people are doing them dirty with all these clips. Oh my goodness. So let's see here. Before getting back to like Trump going on stage and he was going to give a speech, I thought this ABC reporter really handled this interaction with law enforcement well. Unless we missed something, it seems that he just stayed very calm as the officer was accusing him of touching him.
No, I didn't. You're on TV, and now you're pushing me on live television. All right, we didn't touch anybody. You know that's true. You're okay. Thank you. I got it. So you can see, obviously, tensions are extremely high here.
Yes, because you touched the officer. Don't touch the officer.
We have video testimony. Nobody touched an officer. Okay. Obviously, massively high tensions here. These folks are tired. They are also hot. It's a long day, and it's been a long week. We clearly didn't touch the officers. You're on live television, sir.
Yes, you did.
Okay. Thank you so much. We will stay back. We appreciate what you're doing here. Tensions are high. That was a moment that we haven't experienced very often here. I think that there has been respect.
That's how you should handle it. The way that he just stayed calm. He said, I have respect for what you're doing. Not trying to make anything go crazy. But the officer, I think sometimes, because they get all hyped up on the images of the violent stuff that can happen. And it looked like, I'll give you one report of a shooting that may have been at a protest, but not like a protesting act. That makes sense. But other than that, millions of people took to the streets at these No Kings protests. Very successful, peaceful, and so many people voicing their opposition to Trump as he's doing his parade and just making clear where they stand, including that veteran. And I have another photo of a veteran holding a sign that's brilliant. But in interactions, I think the police officers will see the Waymo's on fire, right, in those situations, and they get so hyped up and drink so many Red Bulls, and then go out in the streets, and they're just thinking, if anybody touches me, because that was that contrast between the reporter being like, okay, no, I'm not trying to, clearly not being aggressive. And he's like, no, don't do it. He's like, okay, I won't. No, don't do it. No, I won't. We're not in an argument. I agree with you. But not just letting it go is something else. But I always try to be kind. I know it's probably tough doing crowd control. Here is an interesting video from the parade. Two thoughts. First of all, Christy Nome, why are you wearing such gargantuous sunglasses? Just go be a pop star already. And then look at Iowa Senator Joni Ernst right here. Look at her face. She looks like she has just seen a ghost. Wow. I think she's just deathly afraid of karma after saying, well, everyone dies, so who cares about Medicaid? She's gonna be visited by the ghosts of Christmas past, what is it? I don't know. I don't remember. Ghosts of Christmas present, past, and future. Something. Then you have Melania and Trump taken to the stage bravely and impactfully and bronzely.
This flag, which was flown over our nation's capital in free fall during the Army's 250th birthday celebration.
This wasn't about Trump, is the thing. This was not about him. This was about the Army, not Trump. Trump was honoring the Army. The Army was honoring Trump, is what we're supposed to believe here. Imagine if this video were of Biden. Now we have videos like this of Biden, so there are, this has happened with Biden too, but they would make fun of this video where Trump's just kind of standing there and then somebody walks up and says, "You can leave."
Ranger School is the best life insurance for our Army. It will always end with two people facing off with each other, and we need young leaders to be able to close with and destroy the enemy and defend our nation's interests.
That to me, I don't care at all. I don't care at all. But anytime ever an aide would walk up to Biden and go, "Hey, you can walk off stage," they would go, "He doesn't know where he is."
It's Joe Biden.
Then you have this. Awkward. So just the production quality, I think Cole and Jaden would have executive produced one of these better. But then the singer comes on stage.
Things were gone. I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause our flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away.
'Cause I'm proud to be in. You know what is a huge bummer? I like that song. I like it. It's Trump's song now, you know? Because he plays it every time he comes out, but I like it. And no one else does on the liberal side. I like it. And this.
It feels so good to have a commander-in-chief as well as a secretary of defense, a vice president, secretary. It feels so
So I guess just Trump observing the parade. And then he, of course, was doing much saluting, which is good. He loves his saluting. He'll salute it soldiers, which makes sense. But he also saluted inanimate objects, which is interesting. But lots of saluting going on. And then this is the only clip, because in the spirit of doing him dirty, here's the only clip I'll play from his speech.
There is no earthly force more powerful than the brave heart of a U.S. infantryman.
Dang it. Watch this, though. This is kind of weird. Watch his right shoulder when he messes up that word. Watch this. He, twitches. Very interesting. And then on CNN, a Republican was asked this question.
There are as well folks who have concerns about the cost. You've heard this from a number of people up on the Hill within your own party. So let me ask you, is it responsible to have a $45 million parade when we are seeing cuts to food assistance that military families rely on in that BBB bill that you and House Republicans voted for? You've got a quarter of military families reporting experiencing food insecurity in recent years. Is this money that could be better spent?
Yeah, I mean, it's a complete red herring. I mean, the same people throwing out those criticisms are disappointed we're not funding transgender operas in Colombia. So
no, these are your Republican colleagues.
No, I haven't found Republican colleagues critical of this. I mean, some former Republicans. Who has?
Of the cost, a number of them, Senator Susan Collins, Ron Johnson, there's really a lot of them, Republicans who are critical.
Okay, so not really interested. He brought up transgender operas in Colombia. But think about this. Colombia. You've heard of drug cartels in Colombia? I don't know, have you? Maybe. O.J. Simpson wanted us to believe that was a big thing. Right? Colombia drug cartels killed her? Yes. And so what this could have been was, think about how many drug lords do you know who are transgender? So if USAID funds and makes all Colombians transgender, then ipso facto, there won't be any drug lords. I think was why USAID did that. And then we'll close on this. In one of the the No Kings protests, someone said a 102-year-old had a sign that said, "Fought fascism in 1945. At 102, I'm doing it again." That's amazing. Bring tears to your eyes. Share your thoughts in the comments.